So in the next part, we want to have a look at the sidebar entry order of battle, where you can manage and create your orders of battles. To give you a quick overlook here, we got an example how it looks. You got the list of available order of battles right here on the left side. The middle section is for editing the selected order of battle. You can see all the counters that are in it, and on the right side you can see the preview of the counter that is selected. But we'll just create an own one. So we hit new. Then we can name it. Let's just name it test. And now under faction, we can select a faction defined under the factions tab. And this sets the color scheme for your counters. So we'll take the test faction that we created in the last video. So we click it, then we save it, and now we can add counters to it. As you can see, you got different buttons down here. We will make unit counters in this video, so we hit add unit counter. Another window opens, and in this window you can quickly set up the counters. It looks a little bit maybe overwhelming, but it's really straightforward. We'll start on the top. You just select your type of unit you want. You got air units, ground units, helicopters, anti-ship missiles, surface-to-air missiles, ships, submarines, some special counters like beachhead, HQ bridges, or special operations forces, and these are not yet included. So we'll just make ground units in this video. So we hit ground units, and you already can see the preview right here. Under the count entry, you can put a number in for how many counters of the type you want. For the ground units, this mostly will be 1 because you got individual ground units with individual formation IDs. But later on, when you make like aircraft or helicopters, you maybe here have more than 1. So the first thing to do is to name the counter or the unit. So let's say we make a fictional 25th division, and we want to start with an HQ. So we type in 25 and counter label, and you can see that on the left top corner of the counter, 25 appears. Sublabel, you can type something here that will appear on the right upper side, but we don't want it like here. So the next step is to select the symbol for the unit type. It is set up as infantry, as standard, but we change it. So if you click the drop down, you can see that you get a lot of units here. Just skip through them. You got air assault, you got different armored types, and you got artillery, multiple rocket round systems, you got recon, electronic warfare, you got the different HQs, you got different infantry types like airborne, marine, and so on, motorized infantry, mountain infantry, you got mechanized, different types, and special operations forces, but these are own. So we start with an HQ. Now we can set the size of the unit. In this case, we want to make a division, so 2 axes. With the button NATO background override, this is set to the corresponding color defined in the faction, but here you can choose a different color for this kind of unit. So if we hit this and click on the color picker, we can select another color, and you see that the inner part of the NATO symbol changes. So let's make it like this, just for showcasing. What this drop-down does, if you create more units later on, all defined mm, new colors will appear here, so you don't have to copy the code. You can just select it from here, but you'll see later on. Multinational is an option to create multinational counters, so you can make the counters divided by color, but also we don't want to do that here, but just in case you want to do it, you can either select manually or you can click the drop down and then you can see all background colors from all factions defined, so you can quickly select them, but we don't want it here. Border is just editable if the border is activated in the factions, which in this case is not, so we can skip it. Now we come to the values. You just type in what you want, so stacking point, we leave it at 1. Efficiency, let's make it 6. Movement type, you can select the movement type. The standard is leg movement. You can choose light infantry, motorized, mechanized, or air mobile. And as you can see, the color and surrounding of the movement value changes, so we make a motorized movement type unit. With the checkbox invert movement colors, you can invert the colors. If your background is maybe white, it makes sense to invert it, but in this case, this would be fine. Movement border is an option which works only with light infantry or air mobile, so we showcase it here. If you hit it, a small outline is drawn around the black background, so in order to separate it if you have a black or dark counter type. But in this case we don't need it because we got the white one from motorized. Now we can type in our values, attack, leave it at 0, give it a 5 range, give it maybe 2 defense and 6 movement, and you can see it updates itself. So we could hit OK now, and then we got our counter, but we want to have it a backside, so you can just either hit edit or just double click it. It opens again, and if you hit the 2 steps button, you can see that the menu expands and you got input entries for the backside. So the efficiency drops down to 5. The attack is the same. Let's make the range stays at 5 and maybe 1 defense. If we hit OK, and now you can see our counter has a front and a backside with different values. Now we want to make another counter subordinary to that division. So we hit add unit. We want a ground unit, and now let's make maybe an armored brigade. Our fictional armored brigade, let's say it's the 10th armored brigade from the 25th division. Size class brigade, it fits. So now we want to have the color inside the same as our corresponding HQ. So we just hit the checkbox NATO background override, and now we can select the color from the HQ and it fits. We can skip multinational and border. Now we just have to type in our values. So it says 2 stacking points as an armored brigade. We got efficiency of 6. Our movement type is mechanized. And let's just make it, for example, like this. We want to have it backside. So we just edit our values correspondingly. And now we got our armored brigade. But it's not the only counter. Let's say our 25th division has another armored brigade. So in order to not have to make the counter again, you just hit add unit counter. You can click copy from order of battle, select the counter you want to copy, and now everything gets filled in like it's the counter you just copied. So now we just have to change the name. Let's say we got the 11th Armored Brigade also, hit OK, and now we got the 10th and the 11th Armored Brigade with the same values. Let's say we have one more unit, we just copy again. Let's say we also have a mechanized brigade, and call it maybe the 15th mechanized brigade. Let's give them slightly different values, for example, like this. And that's how easy you can create these counters. Maybe one thing to show you again, if we have another HQ, let's say we got also a 35th division, which now of course has a different background color. And now if we want to add a unit to this, let's say it also has an armored brigade, we just copy the old armored brigade, the 10th, and now we can just select here the new color, give it a new name, let's say it's the 23rd, and now it fits. So you can see it's really easy, straightforward to create ground units, and yeah, that's it for the ground unit tabs.